Okay, and we are live for episode 51. Hopefully, everyone had a great new year. Welcome to 2022. No, this is kind of a last minute YouTube recording, but figured we'd throw it out there. Recording late night. I just am turning off Sunday night. Nope, it's Monday Night Football. Welcome to Someone's Happy Hour. Today is January 3rd, episode 51. And we've got a great show in store for you guys. Today we're going to talk some motivation, specifically at work, outside of work, all that sort of stuff. Get into our segments as per usual, and then wrap it up with the 5v5 of movie and TV characters that you'd want to be your roommate.
Yeah, definitely. Hope everyone had a great holiday season. Hopefully it was well rested, and hopefully we can get back into this year running straight ahead towards our goals and our resolutions, and hopefully we can stick to them. I know Nancy and I have a few resolutions of our own that we plan to stick to.
Ooh, like you actually have them like written down, or like you've
Written
committed
down
to.
in my head, I guess. But
Well, I mean, if you've like verbally committed to, like, you don't even have to have them written down, but like if you have them like verbally committed between the two of you, like that's pretty good.
yeah, definitely. And then
Do you?
hopefully the motivation sticks up with it, and that's hopefully we can get into more discussion as
Do
well.
you
With
out of
being
care?
motivated.
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm sorry to like derail really quick before we get into the segment, but do you? I should have asked you this off air, but do you want to share your resolutions, or do
I
you
think
not
we've
want to?
talked about it.
I couldn't remember.
Just
I didn't know if you
eating
changed them.
healthier, climb a 14er.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's mostly it.
Oh yeah, that's
There's
good though.
something else there, and I can't remember.
That's good. I don't really have. Well,
Yeah, something probably.
I didn't like
Word-
verbalize
wording.
anything outside of what we talked about last time, which I think I said budgeting, which
Oh,
we can
yeah.
get into later, but maybe I'm not. I still got to work on. But wait, that might have been at the end of December, so I think I was still okay. And then the other one was working out, which I obviously COVID travel kind of shot that for a little bit, and that sucked. But I'm now in this whole thing where I had today off of work and I had tomorrow off of work. So today I was like, is it really the start of the new year? Because I'm not working yet. So I was being very lazy today. But tomorrow I'm actually going to work out. For real.
For real.
For real. For real.
If anyone is listening and has resolutions they'd like to share,
Yeah,
put
please drop them in the
We
chat.
can,
We could
maybe
use
we might use
Yeah.
an inspiration of yours.
Yeah, exactly. We could use our own motivation. So, yeah, no, that would be great. Share your resolutions. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I think that's like eating healthy would be a good one. Eating out less. Just like general. These are also not even just good resolutions. They're just good
Yeah.
things to do. But yeah, that's kind of that's pretty solid. I was just curious. I couldn't remember what we said because
No,
that was
yeah.
like 2 weeks ago. But solid. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get started with our morning stand up here, and you can go ahead and kick us off, probably.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah, so let's see, when did we last talk to you guys? So that was the 20th. So since then, got to enjoy Christmas Eve with a lot of extended, not a lot, there's like 8 additional beyond my immediate family. Got to see some of my extended family, some of my cousins, aunts, uncles, which was awesome. Hadn't seen some of them in a bit. Christmas with the immediate family, which was a lot of fun, and everything like that. Pretty chill. One of the things that I really liked. I stayed out in the burbs a little bit longer than I expected, partially because I was watching Carter's basketball tournament, which was really cool. Got to see him play a lot, which was awesome. And so that was a lot
Did
of
they win?
fun. They won 1 or 2 of their games, if I recall. They didn't have it was frustrating because they were in a lot of the games and then they just didn't finish it out. But he played really well. Got even like a shout out, like one of his highlights
that.
on Twitter, which was fucking sick. So he's killing it. But yeah, no. So that was cool. Got to see him play in person, which was a lot of fun. And then yeah, New Year's Eve had the siblings come over. Carter's girlfriend Kayla came over. Mitch came over. Gavin came over. So there's like, I don't know, like 7. What is that? 6, 7 of us in total who were at my place from New Year's Eve to New Year's Day. So that was fun. Pretty low key. Got to play some Nintendo Switch, which I know we talked about last week, which I fucking love. Got to play just pretty low key, just the seven of
Yeah.
us, but solid time, solid way to break into the new year. And then in exciting news, which you obviously know because you kind of got the hookup with that, but I'm actually getting a PS5, which I'm so stoked about. For
Yeah.
real this time,
About
like there's a
time.
tracking number and everything, and I'm getting it
It's
tomorrow.
on its way.
This is not like a hypothetical, oh, you'll get it in a few months. Like, I'm actually getting one tomorrow, so I'm very excited. And then the other thing, which I know you and I have talked about as well, is yesterday I finished the Harry Potter, I don't know, like the anniversary special or whatever they're calling it on HBO Max,
Yeah.
which is so good and just brought
you Harry
back
Potter
so
fans,
much. Yes.
yeah,
Like if
it's
you
really
love
good.
if you like Harry Potter at all, like you got to watch it. So that was awesome. Not to mention the fact that literally right before we started recording, Tyler sent me a link to this PS5 Harry Potter game because, like I said, we're just getting a PS5, and it looks fucking insane. So already got a game on the list that I'm like, okay, gonna purchase that literally as soon as it
We'll see when that
out.
comes out. I think it said earlier this year.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I
who
think
knows?
I sent it to Gavin because I know he likes Harry Potter. He's like, "Oh, dude, gotta get it." I was like, "That's for damn sure." Tyler's getting it too. But
yeah, gotta
he,
get the PS5
I think it's at
first.
some point. Yeah, true. I think he said in 2022, which I guess is now. So some point
That's
this
right.
year. But yeah, that was like I was trying to think back to like the main highlights over the last like I don't know like 2 weeks. It was pretty chill. Like I mean, it's nice because like not having to like work and I mean just fucking
Oh
chilling,
yeah.
decompressing and all that stuff. But fortunately for me, like because I just went to the burbs and really just took like the train out there and stuff. My travel is pretty limited, which I know, as you're about to get into, cannot be the same, cannot be said for you necessarily. So, oh, and I guess,
Yeah.
well, one quick caveat, but I mean, maybe you'll touch on this. But I did, which was awesome, when you came up, which I'm kind of getting into your stand up, which I want to say was on the 23rd, maybe. Got to grab dinner with you, Nancy, Rachel, Sam, Mauricio, Kyle, and Emma, which was awesome. So, that's another
Yeah,
thing I
no,
did,
that was
which
a good
doesn't-
dinner. That was a good time.
seems like a very long time ago, but it was literally a week and a half ago. So crazy.
Yeah, that was a fun dinner. We had a lot of drinks flowing and
Oh yeah, it was a good time.
sometimes had.
Good
so,
time.
yeah, my holidays were pretty hectic with driving, but it wasn't as bad coming to the Midwest. And, Enzo is doing pretty well in the back seat. He's now well acquainted with that.
Recording in progress.
So funny thing, this has happened before, but I think I'll try to record it from the YouTube video, so we'll figure this out. For those of you listening, I think you would have heard the audio that just went off. Sorry to cut Tyler off, but we forgot to start recording this. So hopefully, otherwise people might just pick it up here, but we're not redoing this. So sorry, Tyler, didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
Go
no
ahead.
worries. That's all right. Now we are officially red light blinking.
Yeah, good thing we went live though, because maybe we should be able to salvage this. But
Yeah.
hot start
definitely.
to 2022. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, it's all over the place. Let me tell you. But no, the holidays were hectic. Enzo did very well in the car. He loves to try to get up front, but then he gets bored because we won't let him up front. So then he pretty much passes out the entire time. We learned our lesson and we stopped midway through for both going there and going back. It is a lifesaver stopping after that. So I recommend not doing 12 hours at once with a puppy, and stuff like that. So that's for sure. But we got to stay with my twin sister, Rachel. We had a good time there. Got to see my aunts on my mom's side that I haven't seen in a long time. Nancy finally got to meet them. She hasn't met them before, so it was all fun. Definitely a good time. And then we drove all the way down to St. Louis. Spent the week there. Had a lot of fun. We did an escape room, an elf escape room, and we solved it. We got out with like
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes to spare.
That's all you
So
can
that
ask
was
for.
fun. And then we also did the brewery lights, which is like one of Nancy and I's first dates, sort of. Not the first date, but like second date kind of things that we've gone to. And it's a good time. It's like you spend like a $10 ticket, or I don't even remember how much the ticket was, but you get a free beer and you can walk around the brewery. So
Hell yeah.
it's a good time.
Nice.
And then I think for New Year's, we heard that the winter storm was coming. And I'll get more into this later. So we had to cut our trip short and head out to beat the storm. And I'll get into that in that 4 p.m. meeting of driving through the winter storm. So that was fun. And then final thing, along with our resolutions, we are now stocked up on groceries, fruit, vegetables, stuff like that. That we're like trying new things and everything.
Uh huh.
And damn, like groceries are expensive, especially when you buy a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
And like,
And especially if
granted,
you're going
it's not
for
all perishable things. You know, it's not like, oh, it's
yeah.
gonna go bad in a week. 'Cause that'd be crazy. But like, trying to eat healthy and like make it sustainable week by week. Like, I don't know if I've ever tried to buy groceries to last me like a month, but we like damn near tried, and I feel like we got pretty close.
That's crazy. Yeah, good for
Because
you
like,
guys.
well, we went to like Walmart, Target, and Sam's Club like all in
Oh
a fell
shit.
swoop. So like, Sam's Club obviously is like in bulk. Mm-hmm. So like, we're pretty much set for a while. But I hope that it does last for that what we planned, and it's not going to be. Our goal is to not spend any like money going out this month to see if like we can do it.
Oh shit. So like,
like, see if
so
it's,
your
like-
plan is to like not order out once.
Yeah,
I literally got Qdoba today, so I already lost that. I literally told myself I wasn't gonna do that, and then I'm like,
yeah. I mean, okay, like if we're gonna get like a
Already got
beer
Qdoba.
or a drink for like happy hour, but like not to order a meal, I guess.
that would be a good. Maybe I might join in on that starting tomorrow,
Because
obviously.
going to the grocery store is always a hassle, especially when there's like traffic out the
Oh,
ass.
dude, the
but,
grocery.
like,
I fucking hate going to the grocery store. I don't understand. I don't
the
understand people
worst.
who like shopping in general, but let alone grocery shopping. Like
yeah,
the fucking worst. That's why like I
But-
try to, which maybe is like a slightly more expensive, although Amazon is pretty cheap. Amazon Fresh, but I like doing grocery delivery because then I don't have to physically go anywhere. Or like, and especially being in the city, like I don't have a car. Otherwise, I'd be looking like a fucking crazy person just walking around with a fuck ton of bags. So like that part's nice. But also then
Yeah.
I can just literally be on my fucking laptop or phone and just be like boom, 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 send, and then it'll be here like in a few hours.
yeah. I always hear people get like messed up items with that.
Actually, so it's funny you should say that. So most part I've been totally fine. But this one time I got these random ass items. I was like, there's like a whole ass bag in here that is just not even mine. Like I got like Slim Jims, which like are fine, but like I'm not a huge fan of. I like beef jerky. I don't like Slim Jims. I got like kale chips, which I threw away immediately, and then I got some really good. It was actually like kind of nice. I got some like Spanish rice. I was like fucking fire. I got some like Asian. I think it's still in my pantry. Like it looked like almost like a one of those things where you could put it together. It's like a nice easy dinner. I was like, okay, I'll probably keep that. But it was really funny because I was like, this is definitely not something I ordered.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's. I think we probably would do that, but we still have a car, so we probably
Yeah.
just go out and get it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's pretty much been like my holidays and week into one. But hopefully we can stay on the track with cooking
Yeah.
for ourselves.
That's impressive. That's yeah. No, it was definitely disappointing. I told myself I was going to try not to eat out because I definitely ate out this weekend having people over and literally was like, okay, I'm going to go make myself something. I was like, I have a lot of shit in the house. I was like, I could really use some like veggies, fruit. So I'll just get groceries tomorrow. I'm putting a lot on tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big day between doing that and going to the gym. So,
That's right.
but also got to be ready for that PS5 to come in. So tomorrow's going to be a big day. Big day.
Yeah. 100%.
But yeah, so I don't know. Do you have anything else with last week or last 2 weeks?
No, I
guess?
think that about wraps it up.
Solid. Well, I was pumped to hear you made it back safely because that was even something I think I told you. My mom like literally was like, "Is our Tyler and Nancy back?" Because not only was the storm crazy, but there's literally fucking fires going on in Colorado too. So like, you just come back and all hell's breaking loose. So
Yeah.
happy you guys are back, safe and sound. Hopefully everyone else had a good holiday. And yeah, we can probably get into our main topic here, which is talking a little bit about that motivation stuff we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, good topic to go into for this beginning of the year. Hopefully, a lot of people are motivated with those resolutions again, repeating that kind of idea, and hopefully, we can stay motivated going into the months ahead. But
That's a dream.
I feel like in this time specifically, I feel more motivated for personal, obviously because it's a personal resolution, but like for personal matters, And then the motivation for work is just like at an all-time low. As a lot of people have said, this is like the most Mondayest Monday of the year.
Oh yeah.
So obviously you have not experienced it yet,
Oh,
Jason,
I'm
but
putting it off, and it is going to be the worst. It like I
yeah.
was yeah. No, I was fortunate to get today off because of the holiday. I've got tomorrow off for PTO because I was supposed to be in London, unfortunately. Although it's being a side benefit because now I don't have to work tomorrow. But I'm already like not looking forward to Wednesday. And I also know, which I'm sure a lot of you either experience today or will experience tomorrow. It's that whole idea to where you're like saying it's lack of motivation, just lack of just trying to play catch up basically. Because like I'm gonna be, I think I have a meet, like I said, I have a meeting on Wednesday morning with my manager, and it's gonna basically be like, okay, so like what were we working on before? Like how did
Yeah.
like because this seems so long ago
Let me
since I
figure
like
out how to
logged
do my
in.
job again.
Yeah, exactly. So like, what
I
is my
think
role again?
this kind of goes into like the times of like when you feel the most motivated or unmotivated. And I guess like when you feel the most unmotivated is when you know there's a huge pile of work ahead.
Oh yeah,
And I feel like when it's daunting like that, yeah, some people do embrace like challenge and like the amount of work. But I feel like when you just like, it's not like hard work, but you just know playing catch up, you're already behind. You got to hit the ground running. It's like, that's just like, oh man.
yeah. No, yeah. I've. It's funny because for me, when I think of like when I feel most motivated, and I think it's something that I've been trying to do even during this break. And like to your point, I would definitely say like, especially in lulls with work, it can be hard to stay motivated. But personally, hopefully you at least feel like I feel like yeah, especially with something that you're passionate about, something you're excited about, like it's easy to get motivated about something. But one thing that I've found for myself is like something as simple as like when I feel like motivated or I'm gonna have like a productive day is when I like wake up at a decent time. It's still sunny out, like in the morning. Like I'm not going or not. I'm saying obviously it should be sunny out, hopefully. But it's one of those things where you're not like waking up super late and then you only have so many hours of sun left because you like slept in so much. Like especially with it getting so dark now. I'm gonna try tomorrow, which I've been trying to do for most of the break, but like get up at like I don't know, like 9 or like worst maybe 10 because like I could sleep in so I don't like but I want to be able to like if I wake up and have a cup of coffee like and then I like get on my laptop and do work on something or whatever like I feel productive like I've gone through and like checked on like personal email and like gone through that I've the other day Gavin and Andy were laughing at me because I did two things that was like I don't know why I was motivated to do this but I'd like really need a new wallet and I went through my entire wallet and was like, because my wallet was like falling apart and I've had it for so long. And I literally spent way too much time on Amazon just searching like different types of wallets. And I was like, I was literally going back and forth. I went into an article that I'm like, what is the difference like in use, like, what, like, should I get a bifold or a trifold wallet? And like, what is a good example for why I should have each? I was like going way too into this and it was hilarious. So I did that on one end and then at the same time, like right after that or right before that, I literally went through on my phone. And again, I don't know what motivated me to do this. Maybe I was just feeling very productive and it was a good day. But I literally was going through my phone and for every single app or for every single like type of health insurance you have, so like vision, dental, like your overall health insurance, like all those different things, I registered for every single mobile app and put them in a little like bucket and just had insurance on my phone. And I don't know what motivated me to do this, but it was just like start off the day strong. I was like, here we go. But I literally felt like they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, honestly, I don't even know. But I think it just
Yeah.
starts with like when I feel like for me, if I start off the day where I'm like, I woke up at a good time, had a cup of coffee, great, feel awesome. When I'm not feeling as motivated, I would use today as a phenomenal example where I like slept in, didn't really, I think I had a cup of coffee later, but I like slept in, was kind of just laying on the couch most of the day, not doing much. Like, I don't know, feel less motivated. So like that's at least for me.
Yeah. No, I think, yeah, I mostly agree with you. It's feel like when you do start the day getting tasks done, it's a lot easier to keep that mojo going of like keep getting the task done. But kind of in like the more grand scheme of things, when like I'm thinking about like large goals, like where do I want to be in 5 years, or like motivate me to like attain like certain levels in work or some things like that. I think I feel most motivated is when like I'm being recognized by other people.
Oh
And I don't
yeah.
know if that's like selfishly like not praise, but just like when you're like checking boxes and like submitting work for people and they're like, "Oh, thank you. This is great." Like that motivates me to like wanting to keep doing like the extra part ahead and like finding something else to like finish or do for them. And then push me even farther to like do things on my own or figure something out on my own or like build my own app or like do something of like my personal life because then like I'm kind of already like it's weird like I feel smart so that I want to like keep doing smart things
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So like I know for instance when sometimes I figure out like a really like hard problem of like code or statistics at work then I'm like oh wow like that was pretty good. I'll like write it down and then like keep it later for like
Hmm.
when I'm building like a web application for like my personal use to
Hmm.
like look into like I have like this already smart idea. It may not relate to it, but then I feel like motivated to like keep figuring out what I'm doing in my personal part. And it's
Yeah.
like I feel like that is a very good way for me to like continue my learning.
Yeah, no, and I think even no, that's like a really good point because one of the things that you can think about when like you're trying to motivate yourself and like good ways to go about it, it's that sense of even in the times where maybe work feels like super mundane or maybe you're doing something that you're not super excited about or maybe you are doing something that you're excited about but just crazy hectic. It's like yeah, like obviously at the end of the day, like you're building out your career. Like this is like the first stepping stone or second stepping stone wherever you're at, and like you're just trying to kind of continue moving along, and it's just taking those pieces and being like, okay, yeah, this project fucking sucks, but I'm getting really good at this tool. And I know down the road I want to do this. I want to start my own business. I want to like work in this area, do whatever. And you now have a skill that you've obtained that you can kind of use as like I want like I'm at least motivated to do this because now I can that sort of thing. So no, that's a really good point.
No, definitely. I think when we talk in terms of like motivating ourselves, I think we have to look at like the general scope of like not every day do you have to feel motivated to do like your meaningless tasks. Like it's not every day where you feel like climbing Mount Everest
Oh,
and like we all
0%
understand.
chance.
Yeah, we
There,
all like understand that feeling, you know, from Michael Jordan to like me working as a business analyst. There's like obviously everyone understands that you don't want to get out of bed some days.
oh yeah, no,
I
there's,
think a good way to motivate yourself is just like a lot of people do feel like what you feel and you are where you're supposed to be. So
yeah,
like that's a good way to like put it into perspective.
oh yeah, no, it's, I think it's nice when, I don't know, like, yeah, understanding that not everyone is all, like you said, always motivated all the time. Like, that's just an unrealistic expectation because as we were talking about, like, a month ago or so, as we're getting approaching the holiday season, everyone's like, yeah, this could be a 2022 problem, which is what makes the start of this work week like just terrible. But to that point, it's like people were not very motivated to be doing much then, and like that's just the nature of how it was going, and that's everyone. Like it's top down. Like that's what's kind of nice is when, like, I think I mean, obviously, there's sometimes when you work with a lot like different types of people. There's some people with really big personalities, and maybe they're not as approachable. But at least some people, when you get to know them and everything, like it's kind of nice because it's I don't know. It's even if they're like higher up in the company, if they make themselves very approachable to you, you understand that at the end of the day, they're just a person too. That yeah, they may have this like crazy big title, but like they're just a person too. They're gonna have those days where they're like, I'm just like today's just one of those days that I'm just like I'm not having a productive day or like whatever. Like today's just like one of those days where like I just I just know that it's just been a not a great day. I'll get back at it tomorrow or next week or what have you. But I don't know. Knowing that
Yeah.
that sort of stuff happens regardless of what level you're at is like super nice to know because I know that's something when you're starting in the workforce or as an intern or what have you. It's like one of those really big pressures of like, oh my gosh, someone's on my ass all or like thinking like not even someone being there, but like someone's constantly looking over your shoulder or someone's constantly like monitoring your work. It's like, well, as long as you get your stuff done, you'll be fine. It's fine if you have a less productive day or what have you, like throughout the summer or whatever you're working on.
Yeah. No, definitely. But then there also is like sometimes you do need to like really motivate yourself when like you're missing out on it. And I think what it comes down to is I feel like most people struggle is when they don't do something that they like or it's something they
Oh
don't
yeah,
like doing. And it's really hard to be motivated to do something you don't like because it's just,
I would
you
agree
don't
with
want to
that.
do it.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have to find ways to like what you're doing or to get in a position to like what you're doing. Cause
Hmm.
like that's going to be the biggest issue with like motivation because, you know, no no one wants to work, but you have to find ways that like entertain you or that parts of it you like or parts of things you like can get into and like that would help you get into the work more. So, which is like the hardest thing to do. Believe me, like it's no easy task, but
Yeah.
I struggle with that all the time.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, no, I think I'm trying to think well, the other thing, I know we talked a little bit about personal versus professional. I guess one thing that was funny, we're like looking up different things to talk about when it comes to motivation. I don't know how many of you may have taken like psych in high school or something. I completely forgot about these words, and so I just wanted to throw it in our notes. But this idea of extrinsic and intrinsic motivation, which is all about like whether something's like like intrinsic's like the whole set of you're internally motivated to do something, which is usually the stronger one because it's something like you're passionate about, you're excited about. Like Tyler was talking earlier, it's like that sense of I want to learn this because it's going to help me down the road or whatever. Whereas like extrinsic is more like I am motivated to do this because I'm getting some sort of reward, like a salary, a bonus, or what have you. So I don't. We don't have to like go in detail on that unless there's anything you want to add. But I just thought it was funny because like we're like going through this. I was like, oh shit, I kind of remember sort of learning a little bit of that in psych.
Yeah. No, definitely. I feel like just like the idea of motivation nowadays is very focused on extrinsic, and I feel like
Oh yeah,
that's an older generation idea that's being pushed upon you. Like, doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you have a job. It doesn't matter
yeah,
about your
like the
mental health as long as you're
benefits.
paying your bills. Like,
They're
a lot of things are pushed extrinsically just because you have material items. So,
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like when you think of like older generations, it's like this idea of you have your career, you've got good pay, good benefits, all that stuff, like checking all the boxes, you're good to go. And then you have our generation who comes in, it's like, okay, like, yeah, you're getting all that stuff, but like, I absolutely hate what I do, or I absolutely hate the people I work with, or absolutely like, this is not something that I feel like I'm making an impact or having any meaning behind. And like, that can just ruin it. Like, that's where you have the common saying where people are like, I'd rather like take less money to do something I'm really passionate about, really excited about, than just be like, oh yeah, I get
yeah.
a solid salary package, solid pay. Oh, that's the same fucking thing. Solid salary, solid benefits, all that stuff. But then it's like I'm absolutely miserable every day. Like that would be not a
Yeah.
good instance. So like that's where yeah, it is interesting because I guess like when you think of it that way, I didn't think of that until you mentioned it, but it is a kind of almost a more generational thing because I feel like it's very common for people who are older than us, like not like just a few years, but like a couple like decades older than us, where they're more like they've been here for 20 some odd years and like that's just what they know. And like the thought of that I know is like fucking terrifying to us. And it's like, well, how do I know if this is something I'm going to be super passionate about 10 years from now, 20 years from now? And it's like that can constantly change, constantly finding meaning in your work and what you're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is interesting, but something to think about.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay,
Well, I think that's about it on motivation
sounds good. Hopefully y'all
for all that we
are,
know.
yeah, at least so far. Hopefully you guys are motivated. I probably won't be very motivated on Wednesday, to be completely frank, because
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
gonna be brutal. I have already decided. I was telling you before we started recording. I was just talking to Kyle and Gavin on Fortnite. I'm definitely have no intention of turning on or like looking at my work phone tomorrow because everyone's coming back from holiday, and I'm just gonna be like read the automatic reply. I'm still on vacation. That's it. I don't want to deal with that tomorrow. Tomorrow's meant for me doing the gym, shopping, and getting a PS5. The Holy Trinity.
That's right, dude. That's all you need.
But yeah, okay. So, I guess before we get in deep dive, I just saw Gavin's comments. So yeah, he said, and watching videos and ads on these wallets. Yeah, it was kind of a weird rabbit hole I was in. I was watching these very weird, not weird, these videos on wallets that had like very intense music behind him and it was really hyping him up and it was getting me pumped. And then I'm like, okay, we're getting too much. This is too much. So instead of buying one of like the wallets that were like, I don't know, like $70, which is stupid, I just got like a $20 one off Amazon. But I went into a whole rabbit hole of them, so just needed to answer your comment there, Gavin. But yeah, definitely keep engaging with us, engaging with us in the chat. Obviously, we'll do the Ask Us Anything part later. So if you've got questions for us, throw them in there. We will answer them. And yeah, keep engaging with us. A lot of fun. So yeah, so we'll go into the deep dive now. Tyler, did you want to get us started?
Yeah, definitely. So I pretty much have found this guy on TikTok now that like he just gives good news, and he's been doing this I think for a little bit now, and I find them really interesting because they're like good news all around the world, that like things going on that you may not necessarily hear because there's a lot of negative things out there. And for instance, some of the things that he's been saying has to do with like, pandas are no longer an endangered species now, like the great panda the giant panda is no longer an endangered species. Scotland has blown up its last coal-fired power plant. So now that they are going to be they've tripled their renewable energy output in the last few years, and they're going to be a net zero country by 2045, which means they'll have no negative output.
It must be nice.
And then, what was it? There's a study showing that the ozone layer could fully restore itself by 2050 if it stays on the route that we're on. But granted, not a lot of people are driving and doing things because of COVID. So that may not be a thing. But I mean, it's seen positive impacts for the ozone layer. So
it just took a fucking pandemic to take care of that problem.
No.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where at least like I guess you could look at it as like a silver lining of it all.
The last thing I had was just I didn't know like glitter is actually like really bad for the environment.
Litter? Like
glitter?
Glitter. I literally thought you said litter, like people throwing garbage. I was like, I feel like you would know that it was bad for the environment.
No, so glitter because it's like plastics or harmful some things that are in it. But some scientists have made a fruit glitter. So glitter made from fruit that's degradable. So,
ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So like actual glitter, because of what it's made out of, is really bad for the environment. But this fruit glitter, does it smell like fruit? Is that a stupid question? You probably don't.
I don't know. I did not say that.
Yeah, you probably didn't.
Or taste like it or either. Something like that.
But start eating.
I'm sure they probably just like
glitter.
They probably make it taste bad so people wouldn't just eat it. So.
Yeah, I'd be like, forgot my lunch today. Here's some glitter. That's solid facts. I admittedly, and was talking about before this, and maybe part of the reason why we had a little bit of a late start, was having a hard time finding a deep dive. So I literally Googled, did you know facts? And I found two that were slightly related around a topic. The first one, both of them being bubblegum. So we all like bubblegum. Bubblegum is good. This first one I thought was really freaking weird. And it's that McDonald's once created bubblegum flavored broccoli. Isn't that gross?
Yeah.
It says McDonald's is always introducing new items for their customers, and obviously some are more successful than others. But their bubblegum flavored broccoli, which the fast food chain developed in 2014 as a tastier version for children, was a complete failure. And the CEO at the time admitted that the kids were just confused by the taste. They're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I mean, I could have told you that one.
Yeah. And then this next one, which I just thought was really funny because it made me like think of like back to like a throwback to when you're in like middle school. And honestly, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if it was the thing. All of them blend together, like high school, middle school, elementary school. But like when you weren't allowed to have gum. But apparently, chewing gum is banned in Singapore.
Like you can't just.
You just can't. Gum. So it says, along with having laws against spitting and urinating anywhere but in a toilet, which I feel like, well, spitting, I feel like you can't, like the U.S., like that's not a thing. But like urinating anywhere, I feel like that's something that's good to have in place. I'm pretty sure that's a law here as well. But
I don't know if a lot of people
Singapore has also banned chewing gum in an effort to keep the city clean and orderly. The ban was established in 1992. However, a caveat: in 2004, exceptions were made for therapeutic, dental, or nicotine gums. But like, I'm like, that would be like, 'cause I remember.
Why don't you just like put like a huge fine for spitting your gum out on the street rather than banning chewing gum?
I don't even know. I don't even know. I just like that just made me laugh when I saw that because I'm like that literally makes me think of like it had to be middle school because I remember I was chewing gum and I got in trouble for it because I was in like I don't know like music class or something. I literally vividly remember this. It was like the sweetest ladies teaching our class. She's like Jason, spit it out and grab a slip, and I was like fuck. And
Damn.
yeah, no, they like I was like why?
I remember they like wouldn't let us chew gum. But
It was
I
just so
like,
funny because it's like,
I don't think
but
they
like,
give
why
us a
was it like?
detention over it.
Oh no, I don't know. It was like I think how it worked, if I recall, Carter, if you're listening, or he would know because he's been there more recently.
Detention?
Gad, Randy, no, it was like detention. No, because I think it was like a slip system. I didn't get a detention, but it's like you got. I think if you got like 2 or 3 in a certain amount of time period, then you got a detention. So I just got like it was like a first strike, watch yourself. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like, why does it matter if I have fucking gum in my mouth? I just, like,
Yeah.
just looking back, it's
That's
just
weird.
so funny that that was ever even a thing. Like, why the hell chewing gum is just, like, you can't do it. It's like,
Probably kids for kids, like young kids. It's
like-
distracting.
at, like, middle school, I'm like, come on now.
Yeah.
If you can't
that's
chew gum and walk
whatever.
around, like, yikes. You shouldn't be in
Maybe
middle
they
school.
should send you back down, Ellen.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't have graduated. Let's see what we got in chat. Gavin says, wish you could see my face when you said bubblegum flavored broccoli. You saw Tyler's face when I said it. He was pretty grossed out too.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of broccoli in the first place.
Oh,
so.
I do like broccoli. I like broccoli. I used to hate it, but now I like it. It was really funny. So, really quick sidebar. My mom probably tells this story to me so much. She's told the story to me so much, and I literally remember this. But I hated the taste of broccoli growing up, and she wanted to force me to eat it. And so to like make it to where I didn't know that I was eating broccoli, she made scrambled eggs one time and like put broccoli in it. And so it was like this like for breakfast one morning. And I'd come down like, what the hell are these green dots? Like I see it in the eggs. And she was just like, oh no, I don't know what you're talking about. Like they're just no eggs. I was like, no, they're not. Like, no, they're not. And I like tried. I was like, this is disgusting. And she like finally broke down. So like, yeah, it was broccoli. I was like, yeah, no, you're never doing that again. Like you're never letting that slide again. Now I like broccoli. So like I look back and laugh, but I still remember that. I was like, that's so fucking funny.
My parents would just make me eat it or I couldn't leave the table. So
Oh yeah. Let's see. Emma was saying, how the hell is that even possible? I don't know. And yeah, a law y'all don't follow for sure. Let's see. I wouldn't know because I followed the rule. SMH Jason. Oh, they're talking about
the slip.
the gum. Yeah, I did not do that. Okay, but yeah, that was a little bit on gum and all that fun stuff. So I guess we can get into our 4 p.m. meeting of the week.
That's right. I can go ahead and kick us off here.
Sounds good.
So pretty much, yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Driving through that winter, I think you guys have had it now, right? I don't know
Oh
if it's
yeah,
as bad for
we
you
had it
guys,
on
but
it was like Friday to Saturday. It was pretty bad on Friday, which would have
Yeah.
been New Year's Eve.
so this was gonna happen around like New Year's Eve for us,
Mm-hmm.
like beginning of, pretty much like right at the beginning of New Year's Eve, and we were deciding whether we wanted to stay in St. Louis and have a New Year's Eve with friends or leave and spend it in a hotel room in the middle of nowhere. And we picked the latter because basically there was like talks of maybe shutting down the interstate. There was like,
Jeez.
we wouldn't be able to get home or like terrible driving conditions. So like, we may as well get as far as we can and deal with the rest of the
Yeah,
drive
yeah.
in the morning. Pretty much we go through, we start driving, and right as soon as we get into Kansas, my fucking favorite state, it gets
Rock
like
chalk.
crazy windy. And like it's usually obviously normally very windy there because it's flatter than a pancake. And well, actually not really. That's not true. But it is flat, but it's not that flat. It's like the Great Plains, but still. We are on our way to Hays, Kansas, which is right in the middle of the state, pretty much on the little left-turn side of it, but right in the middle. And we literally stop to get gas, and I get out, and like my hat almost blows off, and like it's like freezing cold. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like it went from like 60 in St. Louis to like 15 when we were here, and I was like, oh shit, dude. And I go to take Enzo out, and he's of course having a blast. And it wasn't snowing yet; it was just colder than shit. He's like doesn't even phase him, and I'm like, dude, my legs are about to freeze off my body. Like, please, let's go. Finally get in, get him going. We get to our hotel, and it's starting to snow, and like we have to like park the car up front and like throw all of our stuff because we can't leave like our presents in the car and everything. Cause like who knows what will happen. So like we're literally unloading our entire car into like the hotel room, like running back and forth from outside. And then the next day you look outside and everything's covered in snow. It's still windy as shit, sleeting and icing. And you're like, oh dude, and we still had 5 hours to drive to Denver. So got on the road again, and it was pretty much like you could barely see in front of you. There's snow drifts on the highway. People are driving slow. So like we pretty much did that the entire way back until we got to like 20 minutes within like the city. And then it like cleared up, like obviously cleared more up. So it was just like a stressful drive back. And then of course everything with the fires that have happened in Superior and I forgot the other one, like north of Bromfield and stuff like that. So that was just north of Denver. And luckily none of us were affected, but oh my gosh, like the scenes from it look so bad. And I've heard a crazy rumor today about what started these fires. So
I'm ready.
They originally think it was a downed power line.
Okay.
And the power company out here is called Excel. And they got back pretty much saying like they had no signal or no notifications of any down power lines in that area.
Okay.
But where it started was kind of in this tall grass brush area in between the mountains and Superior, and I can't really remember exactly, but this grassy brush area. And I guess where it started was very close to this property that had a shed on it. And the shed and the property are pretty famously known for being, I don't know when this happened, but a cult used to live there or do their cult things there. And I think the cult leader died. Either they killed him or like he killed himself or something.
What the fuck?
And they're thinking that there may be something bad from that. Like the shed burning.
Wild. That's fucking
But it's really terrible because if that is the case, like that one little fire, that one mistake, or that one, you think you're just going to burn a shed or have a bonfire, literally took out hundreds of homes, put a lot of people out, lost all their belongings.
Jesus Christ.
Power, people like stuck on, they don't have anything now. So it's like,
God.
Some people died. It's like, holy shit. It's crazy, so.
Holy shit. Damn.
But wild.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that up, but I'll try. So my 4 p.m. meal of the week, I kind of have two halves of this. I'll go with the one piece first, which is probably the one that's more of an annoyance. The other one's kind of like it's not really annoyance, it's more like a funny story that was just kind of very inconvenient at the time and didn't know what to do. But the first one I'll get into is, and I've talked about my experiences with like customer support before, but was with DoorDash and Spot Hero. So first off, DoorDash, for starters, was on New Year's Eve. I got way too much food. Like I got way too much food for everyone, like snacks and all that stuff, like stupid amount. And I still got to hear it's really not. That's why I didn't make dinner. It was like all unhealthy food. But anyways, like, we'll order in pizza, whatever, for dinner and all that stuff. It's great. So we find a pizza place we want to order from, and we're waiting like an hour and a half. An hour. It said it would be here an hour. It turned in an hour 15, hour and a half, hour 45. We're like, what the fuck? On the app, it kept saying like, oh, a new driver's been assigned,
This happened to me before.
After 2 hours, order canceled.
It cancels.
I was like, what the fuck? So we literally were just like looking around. We're like, well, we're fucking hungry. So we just got Domino's. I was like, actually, Domino's low-key smacked. But we still got, I don't know, Gavin might correct me in the chat, but I want to say we got like $30-ish worth of credit from DoorDash. So we just used it on a Japanese restaurant the next day, which was fucking fire. But that doesn't go without saying that was fucking bullshit, and I was really pissed. So that was number one. And the second one, Gavin just said in the chat, oh my God, Spot Hero is dead to me, the absolute worst.
What is
So
Spot Hero?
so Spot Hero is an app that you can use to like park at certain spots.
Oh yeah.
So like my parking
Oh
garage
yeah. No,
is a
I know
Spot
this
Hero
one.
is the Spot Hero parking lot. It's actually relatively cheap. Like actually Emma and Kyle have used it, and like when they've because when they've driven here, and it's really nice. Like you can go on the app, pay, you have your time, whatever. Well, you would think like an app like that, like you have like in and out privileges because you're scanning a QR code. So like on they got here on like Thursday night. Andy and Gavin got here. Everyone else came on like New Year's Eve. Andy and Gavin came here a day prior. During the day on Friday, Andy's working. Me and Gavin are like, oh, like we'll go to the grocery store and go get stuff for the weekend and all that stuff. So we're like, oh, let's go. So we drive out, go out to like Target or whatever, get a bunch of stuff, load up in my car or in the car, and come back. And they're like, you weren't letting us scan it because it said use Spot Hero ticket, and we're like, what the fuck? So literally, we ended up like contacting Spot Hero. They're like, "Oh yeah, you don't have in and out privileges." And we're like, "What the fuck do you mean?" Like it was literally never said anywhere. And they're like, "Oh no, it's in the details." Which is like, if you scroll down and in the tiniest font, they're like, "Oh yeah, I see no in and out privileges." And we're like, "How the fuck is that not like just part of the main like? Hey, just so you know,
Yeah.
this
So
garage
then
you
you
should
have
stay
to
in."
buy a new spot
So we had
each
to
time
buy a
you
new
leave.
spot, and it gets even worse. So bought a new spot. Like Gavin was the one who was dealing with all this, so I feel bad for him specifically because he was the one contacting them all. But so he bought a new spot, did it through Saturday evening, because I was telling him, I was like, okay, you guys are welcome to stay till whenever. Like if you guys want to stay for Sunday football on Sunday, talking to Andy and Gavin because I knew everyone else was going to leave. But I was like, if you two want to stay till Sunday to watch like football or whatever, like it's a fucking parking app. Like why wouldn't you just be able to go on and extend it? Sure
Oh
enough,
no.
you couldn't extend it. Like you couldn't extend it. Like
Yeah,
that
you
was
can't do like the park by spot.
yeah,
Even like in like downtown Denver and stuff like that, you
yeah,
like can't extend.
yeah. So
That's why it
literally,
was nice in Seattle when we had that and I could extend. I was like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
man.
it's fucking sick. But like, there's not even spot numbers. Like, there's not parking spot numbers in my parking garage. So it's like this literally makes no sense. Like, what the fuck? So literally, what Gavin had to do was buy another pass, and then they try to scan out, and they're like to leave because I went down with them. I was like, I'm gonna make sure they get out, and so he scans it, and they're like, this isn't good yet because you haven't left. Like we've only left the one time. So like if you just start, they're like, this hasn't been active yet because Gavin went down.
Oh, so you haven't scanned to get in.
We
So
haven't scanned to get in. And the funny thing is, they literally tried. They literally tried to. They went down and they went to. Gavin walked down there, scanned it. They're like, no car detected. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, drive the car around? But yeah, it was just a fucking fiasco. They ended up getting out with the help of the parking garage, like manager or whatever. But yeah, very, very fun interaction with Spot Hero. And to Gavin's point in the chat right now, they
Jesus.
literally had an extend the reservation button. It just wasn't working. It's like, and he's calling the people on Spot Hero, and they're like, I don't know what to say, man. And it's
Yeah,
like, how
I
can you
know.
not extend it? Like you're the one behind the fucking computer.
Yeah. I know some places like in Boulder and in Denver, they're like you can't extend. So like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you set it for 2 hours, guess what? You have two
You
hours
have
and
two
that's
hours,
it.
yeah.
And then like you literally can like move it, but you can't go to that zone again. I was like,
That's so
what? Like
that
why?
is
That's so
so
dumb. If I want
dumb.
to extend it, why can't I extend
Yeah.
it? Like
Oh my
no,
god.
like I'm parked there, you're still getting money. So
Yeah.
like who
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
cares?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so dumb. And then the second part, this one's more of a funny one and kind of ties in right nicely to the story. So I said we use the car to go get groceries, go to the grocery store, and Gavin probably knows where I'm going with this. But we're at the grocery store and we're picking up all sorts of like snacks and different things. I got a nice folding table, so we were playing different like drinking games, playing like Flippy Cup and BP and all that fun stuff. So it was awesome. But so got a lot of shopping done, and Gavin and I are like, oh well, we wanted to get chasers for drinks, so we went and we're like, oh, we'll get some Sprite. And so I'm here pushing the cart. Gavin goes up to grab the Sprite. He grabs the first one, puts it in the cart, and there must have been one stuck way in the back. And this is at the top floor, the top shelf. Must have been way in the back. And when he like whatever he did, it like jarred it loose, and it fucking slid down the thing and slammed on the ground, like from the top shelf. And that thing exploded immediately. Like that thing was exploding everywhere. And I didn't know what to do. So I like pick it up. I'm like, Gavin, what the fuck? Like, what do we do with this? Like, it's just, this is a fucking 2 liter bottle of pop that's just about to just blow up. I was like, what are, like, we can't be like, here, like, we can't give this to anyone. So literally, I just took it and I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck, what the fuck? And so again, I'm just like, dude, just put it down. We're gonna leave. Just put it down. We're gonna leave. It's like, okay, okay. So I put it down, and I think we had maybe two liters of Sprite in our cart, and we just go over to the next aisle. Gavin and I are talking, and we're thinking about what we got, and we're like, fuck, we need more Sprite. And we're like, we don't want to go, we don't want to go back. Gavin's like, fine, I'll go. So he goes back to get another 2 liter Sprite, goes back, grabs a Sprite, and there's already another worker, like a worker like cleaning it up. And Gavin, and he told me this, I was dying laughing. The workers was like, hey, just watch your step. There's Sprite on the floor. Gavin deadpan is like, for sure, thank you. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, we were literally doing that 30 seconds ago, and that was hands down us. This entire time, a mom and her child were in that aisle the entire time, so they knew exactly who did it.
Oh man.
It was just, oh my god, it was a very, very eventful trip to Target, to say the least. And then I felt terrible for the lady ringing us up because it was just the amount of shit we had in our cart was just beyond belief. But it was pretty funny. It was a hell of a weekend.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, but I think we can get into our comedic report. So I don't know if you want to go first for that or
Yeah, for
you
sure.
thinking?
So there's this one TikTok I sent you guys. I don't have to play it for you because it's pretty much self-explanatory. But this girl sitting alone at a table outside, eating like Chick-fil-A or whatever, and this guy comes up to her and asks, "Hey, are you single?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Cool, I'm gonna take this chair," and leaves. And then she just like bows her head, and I'm just like, "Oh man." Dude.
Oh
It
no.
was like one of the most habit. Well, I guess I could play because it's probably. Gonna
Oh
be
no,
pretty
she
funny.
thought it was going to go so differently. Oh no.
Sorry to bother you. Are you single? Oh, okay. I'm gonna. Sure, thank you.
Oh no.
Emotional
No damage. That's
Yeah.
such a funny. The fact that it said like something like this. She's gonna remember this for a couple years. At
This is gonna
least.
keep her awake at for
Oh
a couple
no.
nights.
I feel. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so bad. That's
That
so
would just
funny
be so
though.
painful.
Oh man, the secondhand embarrassment. I'm sure that was like I hope it was like a setup thing, and they're like, oh, you should go do this or whatever, and it was like for a video. But damn, dude, that would be brutal. That would be brutal. Because obviously you
Yeah.
think they're going somewhere else with that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool,
It's
so I
rough.
can have this chair. Oh,
Hey, you
fuck.
single? Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna take this chair. And then my second one here has to deal with a dog. And this most recent sound, I don't know if it's like Elmo or some Sesame Street character, but it's like a popular like sound on TikTok now.
Oh, I
And
think I
it
know what
makes
you're
me
talking about. Are you talking about the
not the vinaigrette one,
no, but the end of it is like
the
a
apple
paper-
juice, like
yeah.
delicious.
Oh no, I don't know that one.
Well, it's like
I was
it's
thinking there's
and-
the Elmo one that ends with like a paper towel roll or something. Do you know what one I'm talking about?
no.
Maybe my For You page is all
My,
over
well,
this.
mine's full of dogs, obviously for a
Yeah.
big reason, but pretty much it's about like him eating the same food over and over again, and how he feels about it. So it like, cracks me up every time. So I'll just play for you.
So raise a glass to freedom.
Oh yeah.
Raise a glass. Apple juice. Delicious.
The same stuff you've been eating for years. Delicious.
Yeah, it's like, what are we having? Oh, the same kibble you've had for the last 5 years. He's like, delicious.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
kills
good.
me.
That's good. All right, so this next so I've got 2 TikToks. All right. So this was funny as fuck, and I thought super relatable and actually very topical based on how we were starting the episode.
Story. Last night, I said, Aiden, dinner time, and he ran to the front door. Oh, what does that say? It says so much. It's not an exaggeration. He literally.
Yeah, like how funny would it be? You have a kid, and you're like, "Hey, so and so, dinner time," and they literally go to the front door, thinking like, "Oh, food's arrived." I'm like, "Damn, dude."
DoorDash.
Ooh, brutal. Okay, so, like that. I was
That's
like,
wild.
I was like, that would be like that's.
Well, it's like, do you know? Okay, this is actually crazy, and this is like a sign of the times. Do you know what kids do now when you say like, "Oh, pick up the phone"?
no, what do they do?
Like the hand sign. You know, like how would you
Oh
do
yeah,
like,
like
hey,
how do you pick
how-
up the phone?
Yeah, kids go like that now
Shut the fuck up.
because that's like
what do you think is like,
smartphone.
what do you think the cutoff is? Do you think if I told Carter to pick up the phone, like he would do? If he did this, dude, I'd smack him. Be like, no.
No, he'll probably know because you probably guys probably had a home
Yeah,
phone.
he's
growing
also
up.
the youngest, so he'd probably be. That's so weird. Like, it's
Yeah, dude.
It's probably it's probably like young, like I don't know, like 5 or 7 or something like that age right now.
Yeah, so
Pick
you
up the
told
phone.
like a bunch of
Oh,
kids
that's
like,
fucking
oh, pick up
weird.
the phone,
That's
and they'd be
fucking-
like,
no.
isn't that crazy?
That
That's
is
nuts.
weird. That is so weird. There's, and
Sidetracked,
I'm sure there's so many other things like that. That would just.
Oh
be,
yeah.
That makes me feel really old. This one I thought was really funny. So, I don't know, like I don't follow this person or anything, but it came across my For You page, and it's this dad and I'm assuming his wife and their daughter has COVID, and it says when it's my turn to check on our COVID positive daughter, and I was dying laughing.
From Kentucky, welcome to DC, number 2, John
Like he's getting all masked up and all this stuff, grabbing his thing, so they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's still audio's still playing. But I was like, that's funny as fuck. Like, just get hyped. Oh, let's go. Like, I like that's hilarious.
I'd be sprinting in and out of there.
Oh
Setting
my god.
records.
Oh my god, that was really funny. But okay, I think that is our comedic reports. So I think we can honestly get into our 5v5. So while we do our 5v5 of TV movie characters that you'd want to be your roommate, for those of you in the chat, which it looks like we have 5 viewers now, which is awesome. Definitely throw questions and stuff or anything you want us to talk about in the chat. We can answer
Yeah,
with
questions, resolutions.
yeah, literally anything.
How you
We'll
stay
engage with you. And yeah, that'll be awesome. But I guess we can get into TV movie characters that you'd want to be a roommate. And do you, by any chance, yeah, that's why you're already laughing. I was like,
I know.
I was like, do you have
It's
any
so funny
idea
'cause
who
I
went
feel like we
first
do this
last
every
time?
week and we don't ever write it down. And I
Yeah.
tried even like looking back. I'm like, dude, I don't even remember who went first for any.
Yeah,
of these.
it's just too neck and neck. That is funny
Okay,
because
I
we
think
literally
I had
have
Thanksgiving
this.
food, right? I did first on Thanksgiving food because I had mashed potatoes. I think.
Ooh, yeah, we're literally gonna have that mashed potatoes episode, and we're gonna have to keep going back to it. Be like, okay, so you had
You.
that one, then I had this one.
Me. Okay, so it's me.
Okay. That's honestly, we literally have this every week. Literally every week. We're like, I don't remember. Literally no recollection. What did we do?
I think we even have like an extra space in our notes for like like who went first.
And we just, we
Didn't
always
we used to do that or
Yeah.
something?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that?
If we scroll back. Oh, you know what it was we used to
'cause we
have
used to
that
come with the
crazy story segment.
Yeah.
And it was always like, if you had the crazy story, you go first for 5v5. And now we don't do it, so we just kind of leave it blank. And now it's like, the onus is on us. Like, remember, yeah.
We
There you
don't
go.
fucking
Tyler,
write
just added.
anything there.
Tyler went
Just
first.
like, yeah, I just like wrote it down right now so we don't forget. But okay,
We're
I
already
think
improving 2022. Killing it.
that's right, dude. New resolutions. I think my number one TV movie character I'd want to be my roommate would be David from Schitt's Creek.
Oh my, that was a good one. See, I'm like an idiot because I watch so much TV and I could not think of any. Well, I
He
could think
like
of some.
cracks me up, and I would just be laughing
Oh
the
my
entire
God.
time. I feel like.
That would be a fucking phenomenal one. I am gonna go with. This is tough. Ooh, I think you'll appreciate this one. I just think it because he's hilarious, and I feel like he'd just be a good time. I'm gonna go with your boy Turk from Scrubs.
Oh damn, dude! I
Yeah,
didn't really
yeah. I felt good about that one. I was between him and JD. I couldn't decide, but I went with Turk.
Damn.
Who would you choose
didn't
between those
even-
two? Would you choose Turk?
Yeah. JD
I
would
just
be
feel like
pretty
he's
annoying.
just a fun time. I'm not to say like JD would be JD's a close second for that, but
He'd
like
just be off in his head,
yeah, it's like
like doing
doing
whatever.
this, and it's like get with the program.
It looks like Gavin asked a question in the chat. We can go to that if you want, or keep going in the 5v5.
Why don't we finish at 5v5 and then we'll get to that? And I'm also curious.
Okay.
I'm also very curious on Emma's response.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was thinking about it. But my second pick will have to be Troy Barnes from Community.
Oh,
Just because I think
that
he's
is
really
a good
funny.
one. I was thinking of Community as well, but I couldn't figure out which one, but Troy would definitely be the one because I was like, there's no way. In
I think
hell-
we'd get along so well. Like when I've only seen bits and pieces of the episodes, but that one where that girl breaks the disc or the movie, right? Or video game.
Oh,
That breaks
yeah,
one of
yeah.
the one things, and he's like, he like freaks out for it. It
Yeah.
cracks you up every time.
Yeah. Oh no, he'd be a good one because I was originally like I was thinking I was trying to go through TV shows in my head like what shows do I like, all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, Troy, Troy was like obviously one I was thinking of, but I immediately was like definitely not Abed because I feel like I'd get so annoyed because he'd just constantly be by you and like I'm like, dude, like I need space, like this is just like, oh my god, stop. My next one, I am gonna go Marshall from How I Met Your Mother,
That's a good one. I had him.
which I just added to my list. Like this is why I was saying I was gonna probably think of most of these on the fly because I just couldn't think.
My third one is probably gonna be Schmidt from New Girl.
I had that on my list too, dude.
Just
your place would be
because I-
spotless.
Yeah, I know he's pretty OCD about things.
Oh my
and,
God.
Plus, he's just hilarious. Like I relate to his humor so much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's so fucking funny. Well, it's funny because I was thinking like Nick. I wrote Nick Miller down.
Yeah,
I put
know.
Schmidt first though. So but the thing I realized is like I don't think I'd want to be Nick Miller's roommate because
No.
he's just a slop. He's like oh.
Plus, he like doesn't. He's cheapo. And
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
pay.
exactly. But I feel
He
like
pays, but-
I feel like he'd be a good friend, but not the best roommate. And Schmidt is just. I think I agree. Let's see. My next one. I will go another TV show, and I'm gonna go Chandler. Ooh, I'm gonna go Chandler Bing from Friends
Nice.
because I love the sarcasm and it cracks me up, and he's definitely my favorite character. I know you're not a big Friends person, but like at least from that show, like he's my favorite. So I'd say Chandler Bing from Friends would be a solid roommate.
Nice. Yeah. No, I mean that's really good. Let's see. I would probably go. I feel like I'm choosing all TV shows, but oh well.
I know. I have a movie one. I think I was between that on the next one, so I think I'll update it, or I'll choose movie one for next, unless you take it.
I think I'm gonna go with Rosa Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. That's a good one. She is.
She'd probably be doing her own thing off on her own,
Oh yeah.
but then also like being really cool about things, and maybe I
Oh,
could
yeah.
be more cool.
So my next pick is a very like maybe this might be like a recency bias pick, but I'm gonna go Peter Parker from like Spider-Man because I guess depends on kind of what iteration of it you have. Like I guess any of them, but if you use like the latest like Tom Holland version, if you were like the Ned in his like thing, you could like be an accomplice. I'd be like that'd be fucking sick. Be like, I got the computer guy. I'm in IT. I'm an analyst, dude. I can analyze everything going on, help you out. Ready to go. Plus, if you're worried about like, oh, they're gonna be up late at night, or like you got to worry about noise, or like bringing someone over, it's like, well, he probably won't be there because he's out fighting crime. So, boom.
Yeah.
Good
Kind
to
of in
go.
that same vein, I think my last one's got to be Tony Stark,
I had that as well.
just because of all the cool gadgets.
Oh my God.
you could have.
Not to mention the fact that like you'd be living in fucking luxury.
Yeah. Dude,
Oh
rich
my
as fuck.
God. Yeah.
Didn't even think about that one.
Oh my God. What if he's like, yeah, you're gonna take care of half of rent? I'm like, fuck, dude. I don't think I can be your roommate.
Like maybe half of half and a half.
Oh yeah, absolutely, exactly. Maybe a quarter, and then the last one. I'm like going back and forth now because it's funny that I'm like looking. This is again recency bias because I just watched the anniversary thing yesterday, but I'm trying to decide on which character I want to go with. I think I'll go Ron Weasley.
Oh, nice.
I feel like that'd be a solid one.
It'd be a lot easier to like talk to.
Yeah, I
Or,
just feel
not
like
talk to, but just like.
But he's like
chill
more
out.
like he's like super like, yeah, like super down to earth. Also, is not getting fucking manhunted by Voldemort, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
and
Not a know it all.
yeah, like not, yeah, like it just would be. I feel like that'd be the best. So, Ron Weasley.
Nice.
What
are others
else?
you've had?
So this is what I was saying. It's like I was like grasping for straws at points. Like Marshall was a last minute like ad, but I also had JD and Nick Miller. And I had Joey Tribbiani. So literally people from all the same shows. I like knew I was gonna pick someone from Friends, Scrubs.
Yeah. I
and,
had
there.
Monica from Friends because she's very clean and like OCD.
I don't know if I could deal with her. She's a little much, but I mean, it would be very clean. But like
Yeah.
the way I look at it is like from my perspective, like she is kind of like the Schmidt, where like very clean, all that stuff. But like Schmidt cracks me up and is is funny, and he may annoy me sometimes, but like in a loving way. Whereas I think Monica would just like tick me off sometimes. Like, I would just
Yeah.
like.
Well, I
can't
mean,
do this.
like, I feel like I'm just a lazy person, so I feel like having someone that like.
Oh yeah, Schmidt was a fucking solid pick.
And then I had Hermione from Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Then Donna and Tom from Parks and Rec. And then Eric from Sex Education.
Oh, that was a good pick. That was a really good pick. And Donna and Tom, I haven't watched.
That Treat
Parks- Oh yeah,
Yourself.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean, they kind of come as like a package deal with those two. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Oh,
But,
no,
like,
yeah.
They'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was like, I thought of Parks and Rec, and I was like, well, not Ron Swan. Although you'd like have some good ass food.
I would not want Leslie.
I would not.
Maybe Ben.
Leslie would be too much. Ben, I was thinking of, but I was like, that's kind of like I don't know, like kind of like a boring pick because I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it'd just be like it'd just be like a normal routine.
Yeah, and then like
sweet.
Andy Dwyer
Yeah.
he's hilarious,
No,
and I like
he's-
but
He
I
lives in like
yeah he has like no
he can like live outside or whatever.
he has no sense of like they had an episode where his plates were frisbees, like they were eating off frisbees. I was like, what the
Yeah.
like, so they have no sense. He was living
Yeah, there'd be
outside,
no way.
so yeah, there's no way. But yeah, I guess to recap, so I had Turk, Marshall from How I Met Your Mother, Chandler Bing, Peter Parker, and Ron Weasley.
And I had David from Schitt's Creek, Troy Barnes from Community, Schmidt from New Girl, Rosa Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Tony Stark, or AKA Iron Man.
Awesome. So we'll make sure to throw that poll up tomorrow. But in the meantime, it looks like we've got some stuff in the chat. So I think I was understanding it. So Gavin asked us thoughts on NFTs and should I buy them? Emma says yes, Kyle. So I think that means it's from Kyle.
Yeah.
And Emma's now, because Emma was saying Kyle's committing identity theft. I was away from the
Yes.
keyboard. That's hilarious. So Kyle's saying yes, you have to get one of the monkey ones like Eminem. I don't really fully understand how NFTs work, so I don't know if I would be a good person to advise on this. I just know it's
Yeah.
like you can own like a picture or a video,
Yeah.
and I know they did this with like NBA highlights and stuff like that. But I'm like, I could just YouTube this. Like I could just be like, oh, I want to see LeBron's first dunk.
Yeah. The whole thing though is like you own like the electronic signature of the artist. So like it's the real deal thing. Like you can buy prints of the Mona Lisa, but you don't own the actual Mona Lisa.
Gotcha. So like if
You can Google image the Mona Lisa all you want, but like the
So-
only one that really costs money is the Leonardo da Vinci.
So if I wanted to like get a YouTube or like own the video of like LeBron getting dunked on, people could like look up the video, but it's like Jason K owns that moment.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
hilarious.
much.
That's hilarious.
I'm not
get
sure how it
behind this.
really works with like NFTs or videos and like things like that, because I don't know if you'd have to like buy it from whoever owns it, like the NBA or whatever. But
Sorry,
you'd be
I'm,
living alone.
I'm fucking dead. Spoiler alert for Avengers Endgame. But
Yeah, it's not like spoiler
Emma,
right now.
it's not a spoiler. It's been out for a while. Emma
Yeah.
said you'd be living alone if you're living with Tony Stark. Boom roasted.
Like, well,
That's hilarious.
actually, maybe not, dude.
There's the multiverse.
There's a theory out there, but yeah.
Oh shit. The multiverse is real all the way back. But yeah,
That's
I don't
right.
know enough about NFTs. Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't. I know people make bank off them though.
Yeah, I mean, it's all depending on like how much value they put in it. Like that's why like, you know, an artist is worth a lot of money because someone thinks that their art is worth paying that much for. So it's like you could buy an NFT
Yeah.
and like people would be like, that thing sucks. and they won't pay anything.
Yeah.
Or be like, wow, I really want that one, and then it's $400,000.
Yeah. Kyle, do you have NFTs out of curiosity? I'm curious. I like I said, just feel like I don't know enough about it, but I feel like I don't know. Do you like so is the whole concept like you buy them and then you just immediately sell them to try to make a profit? Or
Yeah, or like you hold on to it because you like the artist, or but see, like that's what I think. Like the holding on to it part is kind of like, I mean, I guess it's like the same thing as like owning the original Charizard Pokemon card or something like that. Like, why would that cost so much money when like
everyone can
a
have
Charizard?
it, but it's like you electronically. I think the part I just can't wrap my head around is like it's all electronic, so it's
Yeah.
like weird. But I get what you're saying, where it's like anyone can look at it, but like there is a
Like-
certified owner of this.
You know, when people used to, or in Rocket League, when people like trade, they want to like trade shit.
Oh yeah.
They like trade skin, like skins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it'd be like if you owned a skin that no one else had, and someone wanted to trade for it. That's like essentially like the
What you'd be
beginnings
doing.
of an NFT.
Gotcha. Also,
Except, yeah.
I
pretty
do love in this chat how we know when Kyle's saying it because there's the dash Kyle at the end of any time Emma's chatting. And I don't know if this is
Yeah.
Kyle's doing or Emma's, but I think it's hilarious just to clarify, just that it's being clarified. But he said no, he wishes he did. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't really fully understand it still. I'm going to stick to sports betting. The under hit today for Monday Night Football, so that was a win, and the Steelers one, which was also a win. So I'm just going to keep rolling with that, and that's going to be my NFT.
There you go. All right.
Any other questions? It looks like we got them all. Yeah, this was a good first episode back. It's been a couple weeks, so good to be back with y'all and do a last minute live episode and have you guys join us.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining, and we hope you had a great holiday season. We hope you guys are going to stay motivated throughout these next few months, and maybe we can all keep each other in check with our goals and resolutions here, and hopefully we can be some support for that. So we look forward to continuing on the podcast. We look forward to the rest of 2022, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode.